We have been saying boycott Chinese products for the past few months. Well, do we actually ban those products? Or even if we ban those products, can we sustain without Chinese products? The truth is no. Some of the main spares comes from China which we couldn't afford here, or we can say India lacks resources and infrastructure. Here are the challenges to manufacture mobile phone in India. Let's admit that India is a software country and not a hardware country. You might find the best engineers of the world in India with sharpest brains, but we actually lack in manufacturing things like smartphones, gadgets, chipsets and etc. Multiple reasons, which are higher expenses, unavailability of resources, lack of infrastructure and above all cheaper and better Chinese products. Chips are required for literally everything in your smartphone. The processors, microphone, speaker, antenna, etc. Basically everything that has a circuit board. Chips are made from sand and we have abundant sand, right? Probably yes, but we lack resources that take sand to turn into a chip. For a simple explanation, chips are made from sand to silicon, silicon to ingot, ingot to wafers and then wafers to lithography and lithography to chips. Lithography is the stage where we lack a lot. We can't do that till now because of this giant beast. A typical extreme ultraviolet lithography machine costs around 120 million US dollars. And how many such machines is India having right now? The answer is zero. China has more than 350 of them. Even if we buy 2 to 3, it's not enough for Indian demand, provided that all companies will use it eventually. It is cheaper to import products than to buy and use that machine. Climate conditions of India are not favorable for manufacturing the electronic parts. Bangalore is the only startup hub in India because it is the only city that is slightly favorable for electronics. When it comes to manufacturing such finest parts, temperature and humidity can substantially affect productivity. Display is the only component in a smartphone that doesn't require a chip. It is made purely from glass or plastic. The best quality display panels comes from Samsung, LG, Sharp, Foxconn, etc. Samsung manufactures its majority of display in South Korea, China and Taiwan. However, Samsung built its factory in Noida, Uttar Pradesh, which is also the largest factory in the world. Indian companies make display units too, but they are LCD displays and the quality is not up to the level of other competitors in the world. China is vast in terms of population and area. According to a report, India can only assemble 270 million smartphones as compared to China, which makes more than a billion per year. Skilled laborers in China is way too cheap as compared to any other country. Companies are making all the components in China, so logistics become cheaper. Importing 4 different parts and assembling costs higher due to the expenses. India is lacking in this section. As a result of mass production, the complete ecosystem at the same place cost per unit production is way more cheaper in China than in India. The price of electricity in China is 0.079 USD per kilowatt hour. Contrarily, the price of electricity in India is 0.081 USD per kilowatt hour. This might not look a huge difference, but when it comes to millions of kilowatt hour and that too for a long time, it makes a huge difference. And also, Indian rupees is weaker than Chinese yuan in the international market, so it is more likely a loss for India. With the recent stable conditions, India seems to be getting more global companies than before. We see more brands investing in India these days. Although we can't create smartphones right now, there is still hope for the future. Apple iPhone maker Foxconn has already built its plant in Andhra Pradesh and Tamil Nadu. Chinese smartphone makers like Oppo, Vivo, Realme, Xiaomi and other smartphone brands have their assembly plants in India. Yes, these companies are merely assembling rather than manufacturing in India, but there is still a thin line of hope. Let's hope that Indians will also soon start producing their smartphones and other electronic products which are made in India.